and creator behind CarolJo's, which is where community and creativity come together. We do lots of things here on the lives. We do tutorials, which we have today, and I'll show you what that one is in just a moment. We also have chat times, which we will be doing tonight at 8 p.m. And that is where you get to ask any type of question on jewelry making or running your small business. So we'll have that tonight, 8 p.m. And that is all central time when I talk about these. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., we will be here on TikTok, not YouTube, just TikTok. And we will be doing a silicone event where we're going to have 15 millimeter size silicone beads and some of the focals. We also, tomorrow night, will be having at 8 p.m. the Makers Meetup, which is where if you want to come live and we just talk about life and jewelry making and that type of thing, that's the place to do that. So you can join me at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Then on Friday, we will have here on TikTok only a debut event. And then on Saturday at 10 a.m. on TikTok only, we will be doing a charm event. So that's what we have for the rest of the week. I am going to bring up my backup account so that I can see comments and questions from TikTok. I do not have a backup for YouTube. So let me go ahead and switch accounts. Okay, there we go. Since we're doing a tutorial, I'll explain some things about it, but when we go down, I will not be able to see comments on YouTube for sure. TikTok, it will be only if I look at my backup account. So sometimes when we're going down, I don't see all the comments. Don't think that I'm ignoring you, but I will get to them when we come back up. So, what we're doing today is that we're going to be taking a dive into how we can accessorize our purses. So, our purses don't need to be bland anymore. You can add all kinds of accessories to them. Hi, Ducky. And so we're going to have this like each week, we're going to add a little bit more to what you can do. And you get to choose what do you want to have for your purse bling. And one of the first things that I was going to start on, but then I saw this one and I'm like, no, to me, this is more of a base. Thank you so much for all of that, Ducky. And what I mean by that is that you can stack and add different things to your purse, like on the handles or anywhere where there's a circle or a square ring. And so, or if your handles are small enough that you can get them on these snap closures, you can do that. These are lobster claw clasps because, we have the little, whoop, whoop. These are the snap closures. So, but anyways, what I wanted to say is that you can use anything with those and put them onto the purse. There will be ones that we're going to create where they're just all the way down. Yep, let me get you there, Ashley. Doo, doo, doo. There you go. Do you got everything? Well, you're probably not going in there and doing anything right now, but it's there. All right. So, what I want to say is that you can do ones that just are a single thing going down. We have done some different ones like that. Ducky says, "Hey, Ashley." And then we will be able to do different ones where we're going from one side of the purse handles, like from purse handle to purse handle. You can do them on the same side. You can do them around this way. There are lots of different ways. My purse that I use on it when I use my purse doesn't have them. So I can't use my purse as an example. My goal is by next week, I want to have an example using a purse just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So I just want you to know that. Hold on. Ashley, was that you asking me for the mod? I just want to make sure. Okay, that's what I'm going to. And I want to do this. I am, there we go. And I'm going to do this. All right. All right. I think I figured out who it was and I took care of it. I was like, wow, Ashley, you changed your name. So, so we're going to be due diligent. I am just going to say this here at the beginning, just to, if they came in with a different name. Yeah, now that's going to be a problem. So we have somebody who, in my eyes, at this point in time, is what I would consider harassing. They are coming in here and making comments. They are coming in here as multiple different people. They are coming in here doing things that it distracts from what our true intent is here on a live. I am working with different people in both entities here to get this to taken care of because it needs to stop. I am not putting up with it anymore. It is being reported each and every time you do it on any of the social medias. I do not want you harassing my mods because they are doing a job on my behalf. So that is what I'm going to say about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And if it continues, there will be repercussions in your accounts. And even if you're going to keep doing it and keep doing it, we'll get it to there. You need to. That is not appropriate. I'm done talking to you. You have already been reported and you will stop harassing me. Sorry. They are going between both social medias and I've had enough. I have never had to have this be so rude to somebody in my mind. That is just not who I am, but it's enough. Now they are mimicking Ashley to try to get to be a mod so that they can come in and do things. So, so Shannon, hi. Yep. And it's 100% this is my business. And what they're doing is wrong. You do not harass people. This is for fun, not for games. It is for us to have a platform where we can talk about jewelry. That's what I'm going to say. Sorry, Shannon. I normally do not have the drama, but we have an individual that okay, thank you, Ashley. Um they are just haven't been kind for like 2 weeks. Yep. And I just feel bad because I always say we don't want that here. I want fun, I want positivity, and I don't want to say that kind of stuff. But I have contacted my agency and they're aware of it and they gave me some feedback yesterday and even after we got off of a call I got more information, so I just need to start with certain things, and that was one of the things, and if it continues at that point it'll go to the next steps. All right, we're going to get back on to our what we're doing for tutorial and why we're doing this. So this one is what I'm calling is going to be the starting point of being able to stack on different bling. And the reason why I say starting point is that this can be some colors that you want to add to all the other ones. Doesn't mean you have to have this one on every one of them, but if you're going to make a stack on the side of your purse, To me, this is in there and it starts your color palette. So you can have it as any colors that you want. This one here that I did for this example, we are using the light purple and purple glitter 8 millimeter Gargonia beads. And we've used the wire. We are using 4 millimeter spacer beads in between, and we use 2 swivel lobster claw clasps. And that is how we made this one. I've already picked out. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. You haven't been on in a while, then you came back to this. It's like, holy Hannah. Yeah, I do love these two colors together. When I saw them together, I was like, okay. And I did something else with them using the clear, the light and the dark purple. But for this, I just wanted to do the light and the dark, or light and purple. So it's light purple and purple. I'm going to use different Gorgonias for our example that we're going to work on today. And I'm also going to use the snap uh, class that we had last night. So they just snap on really quick and easy. These are the deep pink color ones. I just grabbed a color that we still had two of. And then I decided we are going to use this color, and I believe this one is deep pink also for the 6 millimeter Gargonias. We've got one, and then we're also on this one, we're going to use clear. So those are the beads and the findings that you're going to need. Other things that you're going to need to complete this, we're going to use the beading wire. We are going to use the 2 millimeter crimp tubes. These are sterling silver crimp tubes. For our tools, we're going to need bead stopper. I will let you all. Yep, these are for purses. Yep. I just don't have a purse I can show you as an example on, and I am going to get one before we get to next week's tutorial so that you will have a visual of what I'm talking about and how we can stack them. So you can stack them many different ways. So I'll show you what we can do throughout the next few weeks on how we can stack them. You know, we stack bracelets. You can layer your necklaces or stack them, layer or whatever, our purse bling. Yep. Okay. Hi, Trisha. So that, and the other two tools we're going to need today are our crimp pliers and the flat flush cutters, because you know they're flat here on this part. That's the cutter we want. I love the flush cutters that come to a point, so you can do that. She already over here, they're like, get Buttercup a purse so you can bling it. Uh-oh, what's the problem there? But so Buttercup already has a purse and it is blinged out. We have been blinging it out as we get new things in, and she goes through the beads and we do beads, we do the pendants, the enamel pendants. She's blinged. And she even has, I do not have these in mine, but someone got it for her, one of those really puffy balls that was attached to it too. Ooh, how do you do it if you don't all in one? So if you don't want to change it. Ooh, she always does. She always will. Except for I'm like thinking about what you're saying there, Nordic Luna. Um, so this happened at our house recently. I was down to, because I have not bought blue jeans for myself, and probably because I've worked from home since 2020. I really didn't need a whole lot. And even when we went to the office, we got to wear blue jeans, but I didn't have to buy any new ones. And working from home, I could just have my yoga pants. And so I just needed a few pairs when we go out in public. and my pants were starting to get old after years of wear, as we all know. And we went to go to Kohl's to get me blue jeans, and she wanted to shop for herself. And I said, "Honey, we got you clothes 2 weeks ago. I'm getting clothes these two, in this time." And she's like, "But don't I always get what I want?" And I'm like, "Honey, do you know how many years it's been since I bought blue jeans? And how many years has it been since you got clothes? Like, you got clothes 2 weeks ago." I felt so bad, but I was like, we have a budget for our apparel for the family, and I wanted it for that 2 week period. It was Opa influencing. So I was like, I just looked at her and I'm like, can't I get clothes? I get new tops throughout the seasons, but my pants, I don't buy a whole lot of extra pants. I was like, I need some. I literally kept blowing out at the seams because they got so worn out. Oh, sorry. So yes, so we had to say that. Now Nordic Luna's asking, how do you get them to not move? And are you talking on this part, Nordic Luna, or what are you talking about? And somebody was filtered over on TikTok. As I slide back and forth. Oh, so okay. That's gonna be this is one of the things I wanted to talk to you. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. Um, One of the things that each purse has a different length between the handles. Most cases, and I'm going to say this because I have been like reading up to give you what the average is, but it's not always true, is 5 inches between the two handles on a purse. On a large tote bag, and I'm going to grab my computer bag here, and it is dusty because I don't use it anymore because I don't go into an office. But when I talk about between the places here, it's supposed to be an average of 5 inches on a normal purse. Then you have on here, with a large bag like this, it's about 7 inches. I have no idea what this bag is, so we're going to measure it and see if it came with what I learned. And mine is 7 inches. So, yes, so this is 7. Lori, that is so true. And now it's happening with the grandbaby. Lori's like, it's a good lesson for adulthood. We don't always get everything we want, especially if we're an adult or a mom. Yeah, because my husband gets more than I do. So if you want to go from here to here, I was gonna say, after this I can see, okay? So what Ashley, or not Ashley, because Ashley's over here. What Nordic Luna is asking about is how to get them to stop moving if we have these all on. And I'm just gonna use this. I don't know if, yep, this will work. This will be a great example of what she's asking about if I can get this on here. I made this one larger and there was a reason why. And I want to explain this part. So your question leads into what I want to explain. So you see how mine is longer? So this one could be in the middle, it could be at the end. So how you get them from moving around so much is change the length of your piece of wire. I'm trying to get to hold up. There we go. Between them so that they stay where they need to stay instead of like going and like interact, just going between each other. So if I were to do one on this one and I want it to be up here, I'm going to measure this. I did not measure this when I made it. So let me measure this. There we go. Get that off. Okay. This one, our wire, not including our closure, is 7 3/4 inch. So my top one, I'm going to probably go 4 inches because you've got the room of here because each one of these closures is 1.5 inches. So if it's a typical normal on this would be for a bag, 7. So take off the 3 inches, that equals 4. So if I want to make this one and not have it move, make it 4. Then down, if I wanted to do one lower than this one, then I would do more like, because this one's 8 or 7 3/4, right? I gotta measure again. Yep, 7 3/4. So I would probably go to almost a 10 if I wanted it underneath to droop down, or I could go with 6 here and put another one. Yep, 10. She put 10 in the comments. So that's how you change it up so that they will all go down towards the bottom here. So yes, they will gravitate down this way, but they won't overlap if you do it so that it loops the right distance across. It's called math and it sucks sometimes that we have to use it in designing, but that's what I would say. All right. I am going to make this next one not bag size. We're going to make it purse size. So we're going to measure what our closure is. Our closure is 1 1/4 inch is this one. So if I have typically 5 inches and I want a little bit for a droop, so let's go 5 1/2. These would be total together 2 1/2. So 5 1/2 minus 2 1/2 is 3. If I want it to be very snug, not having very much of a, I mean, we're looking at probably 1/4 inch droop. If I want it more than that, you can add on to it. So if we went with like 3 1/2 or 4, you're going to get a little bit more droop. So I'm going to go for in that area of 3 1/2. Yep. So 3 1/2 to 4 inches is how long I want to create for my beads on my wire. Okay. I'm going to leave my ruler here so we can measure. I'm going to go down. And I have a new phone case for the phone that I use for TikTok. If it falls out of the phone case, I'm sorry you went for a ride, but I will switch something out and get it better for you, okay? I have another closure, but it belongs to something else. It doesn't belong to this. So we'll see. I think you guys are going to stay. Let me know if that's okay. I'm going to look. I'm going to bring this back closer to me. All right. So now we're going to go 3 1/2 to 4 inches of beads. We need to make our bead wire longer than that. So I usually go 2 to 3 inches longer than what I want to make. So in this case, I'm going to add 3 inches to the 4 and I'm going to cut a 7 inch piece of wire. I'm going to cut off the end there. So 7 inches. We are going to take our bead stopper by taking these two here, open that up. That opens up those springs, and you just put that wire in between. Now you get to decide. I'm also going to use some 3 mm silver spacer beads in between each of the beads. I'm just spill some on there. You can decide, do I want to start with pink or clear as our first bead? And I want to end, if you noticed here on this example, I started and stopped with the light purple. I think I want to start with this pink. I'm going to put a silver 3 mm bead first. You can design any design you want in here. You can even add, and one of the things that I'll do in one of these here in the near future is take and add in a tube bail, and we're going to dangle. We had those clips or these clips. Are you talking the bead stopper? Um, we are going to have, I'm going to show you how to use the tube bales that we've had recently, how we can put those on here and we can create a decoration with a dangle of a charm or the big pink one. This one, yep, we had those last night. We have some more of those. They will be going up on the studio. I don't know if it'll be today, but probably tomorrow. Here we go. So, and that's why this one is going to turn into a larger, longer series of different things that you can do. Now, remember, I just want this to be between 3.5 and 4 inches. I just do not have a purse to put it on. There. Where are we? We are at 3 inches, so we want to go a little bit more. We're at 3 3/4. So we're where I want to be. I'm going to get these silvers out of the way so I don't move them all over. Oh, no, no, no. You guys fell. I am so sorry, TikTok. I will get you fixed in just a second. I like how you guys are seeing it from, you're going to see the ceiling for a second. Let me change out the holder. Oh, there we go. Got that off there. Ah, okay. Thank you, Nordic Luna. Okay, here you guys are going back up here. Sorry about that. Get on the holder. You're going for another ride. There we go. All right. This one will hold better. That one just belongs to my, what I want to say, my, when I put it on the desk. So I try not to use that here on this one, but I think I'm going to have to keep it there. All right. So we have 3 3/4 inch. I need 2 2 millimeter sterling silver crimp tubes. You want to use sterling silver crimp tubes over any of the other metals because when you bend the sterling silver into the wire, it hardens and it makes it a lot better of a hold. So I always use those. So we're going to put one on each end, there and there. What we're going to do is we're going to take our wire, we're going to put the crimp tube on the wire, and then we're going to take our closure and put it on the wire. We're going to take this piece of wire and go over the top. So you see how we're above that. And we're going to go back through our tube. So it's like this. And do you see how this moves a little bit? But he's not like a huge amount of gap of space between the crimp tube and that. We don't want it so tight that this can't move and wiggle a little bit because that will cut your wire. Next, I'm going to show you this tool. If we put this together, I'm showing TikTok first, you'll see there are two ovals. The back one will create what I call like a U shape or an open hot dog bun where you have it sides to it and a rounded edge at the bottom. So there you go. And that's that one right there. Then the second oval takes those two sides and brings it together. So what you want to do is you want to take your crimp pliers in that second hole. Line this up in there. So with a 2 millimeter crimp tube, this is 2 millimeters wide. So you will not see any of the crimp tube on either side. That means you're in there. Just go ahead and push it down. And there we have created, and this is hard to get focused sometimes. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus. There you go. You can see that U in there. I'm going to come over here, and hopefully you guys can see that U in there too, because I don't have a backup to double check. That's step number one. Step number two is take the open side of that away from you, put it in the first one. There we go. And then smash the sides together. And you will notice it created a very, nope, it did not go all the way. Hold on. There we go. It created a very thin line where that opening was at. Take your thumb and use your thumb. Can I move that? Nope, I can't. So we're golden. We want to cover up this wire that's hanging out there by just going through some of the beads and putting them, like stringing them on there. So we're going to string that and cover that all up. There we go. Now we're going to take off our bead stopper by pushing these together, opening it up and pulling it off. We are going to grab our other crimp tube, put that on, grab our other closure, put that on, go over the top, go through the crimp tube, and then try to get through at least 3 beads if you can. If you can get through a little bit more, that would be great. I got through 4. Bring that down. We want to make sure, I'm going to hold this up. Do you see where I got some space in between the beads? Right there? We don't want that. What you do is you take your crimp tube, fingernails on either side of it, bring it down. Sometimes you have to grab your chain nose pliers and grab that end of the wire that you can't see because my hands are covering it. I'm going to grab it and then I'll move. See right here, I grabbed it. I'll hold down my crimp tube with my fingers if I can, and I will just continuously work at trying to get all of that extra slack out. There are different ways that you will figure out that work for you. I can't give you a way that works other than holding down the crimp tube so that all of the space is out of the beads and grabbing it with either your finger or pliers and pulling. Sometimes you'll pull it too tight and this will go, I'm not going to get it too tight, but it'll make it so that this doesn't move. And so you just need to wiggle on this and get a little bit more room in between. Now, if you look at here, do you see we have a lot of space in there? I don't want all of that space. So I'm going to take and grab my pliers again and see if I can pull just a little bit. There we go. Now we're at a better place. Both of these are wiggling. They're not tight, but I don't have a lot of extra space. I do not have space between the beads. Let me get that down so you can see. Now we're going to grab our crimp pliers and we're going to do that same thing. The back oval first. Get that lined up in there. We got it. And then turn away and close it up. And there it is all done. We have this little piece of wire sitting here. We don't want to keep him. We're going to take our flush cutters on that bead, just cut it. That extra wire, do not cut both wires. I'm going to go up so you guys can see the finished product here. Hi, Murda. All right. And that is what we have. And then you would just put these on your purse handles or those round circles or the squares that you have. You just open that up, put it on, close it up. And that is for the purse bling. And we could put both of these together if we wanted. It's not going to work on my bag though, because my bag is too wide for this size. This is more of a purse one. But see, you can add, there's just a little bit, but you can do different things. We could do a silver or gold, depending on what color you wanted to do, chain on there, just a chain with the closures on the end. Or you can even add it as a line, another layer on this one. You can do charms off of that chain. You could have one chain be blank and then, layer of the colored beads here. And then down below, another layer of that same chain and then dangle down the charms. So that's why I said we're going to have this be a series of how we can stack them or layer them. But you can also add off of one side of it different styles of purse bling too. So there's lots of things that we're going to be learning about. This is a very, very easy, simple one. And like I said, if you want it to be for a bag, you add just a little bit more length because the handles between it on a bag are larger. Whereas if this is just a purse, you don't do it. Um, the thing is that I just put them on with them going the same direction because when you go to put them on, they'll go this way. I could do it the other way and do it out just by doing it this way. The only thing is I put them going both the same direction. That was intentional and I didn't explain that. So thanks for asking that. Nordic Luna asked, when not using swivel claws, does the direction of the clip matter? The only thing is I would have them going so that they're either both out or both in when you add it. So that means when you go to put it on, so if you would have one this way and this way, it's not going to make a huge difference. It just doesn't lay as flattering as if you put them both the same way. And these are swivel, so they'll move around. And I am getting swivel of these. The request went in last night, so in 4 to 6 weeks. So because I have them doing certain packaging for me, I have to add on a week of time. And it usually takes anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks to get here. So, yeah, so we're going to have in that request, we're going to have more of the hearts. Ooh, that might, okay. Nordic Luna says clip the pink swivel or the pink to the swivel and we'll see if that fits on the bag. Okay, there, in there, because we get the length. So let me see what that looks like. Let me grab my bag. It's right down here. Okay. And here. Okay. These swivels are just a little bit wrong size for this bag. And I'll show you what I mean by that because they're very thick. He's going in down there. There we go. That is cool. I just need to move him up here. There we go. There. See? Good idea. Yee. Yep, there are going to be swivels that are this size. And they are going to be the snap also. What I'm talking about with these is that this hole with the length of it, it doesn't close on here because I need them a little bit bigger. But on a purse, they would be fine. This is just industrial big because it's a laptop bag is what I'm using here. That's why I need a purse so I can show you guys. But my purse doesn't have these. But yep, so that's what we're going to be doing. And like the other things that we're going to be doing as part of all of this is we're going to be using chain in here to add to it. And then this is one my sister, she does leather stuff. So she made me a C with green in it for here. But we also have on here, you can do purse bling with the silicone beads. So we added those a long time ago. And we even added on this side, you can do a lot of things. One of the keychains for with the acrylic pores. This poor bag is going to be blinged out with all different types of things. And I don't even use it anymore because I don't have a corporate job anymore. So that I know we didn't go. We do have 3K, 3.1K to do a giveaway. I want to stay on until we do that. I didn't plan on making a lot of these today. I just want to show because it's not like I'm reinventing here our technique. The only thing that I'm reinventing per se is that we're putting it on our purse instead of doing it as a necklace. So do learning how to do the closures with the lobster or with the crimp tubes allowed you to come up with different ideas to do different things. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Let me take a deep breath. See if they go away. But so, yep. And so I do have, oh, cool. Ashley's working on hers right now. Um, what I was going to say is that I do have some of the chain in both gold and silver that you could use for this. So I'm thinking next week I will bring that one up. Oh, that was all I saw was ash, and I thought, okay, that's it. So they're really, really close to copying you. Yep, I will have charms on Saturday. We're going to have the we will have sometime either on Monday night or Friday night. We will have the chain. And then if you've noticed throughout the entire like long time lately, we have been doing different enamel pendants. And that's in prep for this too. So if you saw an enamel pendant and you're like, what would I ever do with that? And now you've given you an idea, you're always more than welcome to look at the studio. They will be underneath pendants and see if there's any there that you would like to add to your collection. We will continue to bring more of the pendants to the live events because I still have a lot more. When I thought of this, I was like, it was kind of like when I've done pendant sourcing or charm sourcing. You can go down a rabbit hole, and there are so many out there that just are cute, and you just don't know when to stop. I will tell you. I mean, when the one that I was like, "Oh my," about was the those fish in that fishbowl that we did this last week on Saturday, I believe it was. That one I was like, to me is just cuter than cute. And having that to just be on your purse just adds a little bit of whimsy. So that's where a lot of what we have been seeing, and you guys are probably like, how many more of those enamel pendants is she going to bring? And the reason why I'm bringing so many is because of these ideas of what we can do. You can also use those enamel pendants by just adding a jump ring to them and putting them on as earrings. So for the littles, you can do that. We will be as soon as one of the requests finally make it here. I have cabochons where we can make post earrings with cabochons for the littles in some really cute and whimsical ways too. So I have like been thinking about like how can we make the littles some stuff and getting out of just doing. I want us to look at what we can do. Thank you for the heart me. What we can do outside of just making the bracelets, making necklaces, making earrings. How can we take what we have? Because if you're like me, this is a lot. Woohoo, we got to 10K. We all have a huge bead collection. I mean, we love our beads. How can we find something else we can use with them? And that's what I want us to try thinking about and why we are doing what we're doing. So we can use any type of beads. I just love the gargonias for this idea. Reason being, they are high quality resin, meaning that it's not glass, so they're not going to break if they got hit. So that's my 2 cents on why we are going with gargonias for this. And look at, you don't even really use that many for purse bling. Think about that. All right. Let's go. Wrong thing again. I keep hitting the wrong button because they moved it. Here, we got out the wheel of colors. Whoops, wrong letter. There we go. There we go. Let's see who can guess this color. It is a one-word color, everybody. Today is the 8th. Yes. Okay. I was like, I had my clue, and you have to know this song to get this clue. So if you don't know it, there is a 1975 song called Convoy, and they have a microbus carrying some long haired friends of Jesus in what color of bus? It's a line from the song. And that's when I saw that color that, like, I'm like, it's in that song. I think it is. Already good. I'm out. Geraldine, you got it. She is going to get 5 creative credits. The color? Chartreuse. Lolly got it too. It is Chartreuse, the bus. So congratulations there, Geraldine. Ashley said she had no clue either. I'm like, it was, the specific lyric says 11 long haired friends of Jesus in a chartreuse microbus. And it looks, see if I can get it up here. So think of like a Volkswagen bus. Oh, I was wondering. I'm glad I have the wheel of colors to like help me spell that one. So congratulations, Geraldine. Ah, well, see, the only reason why I know that song is, do you know how many times I have watched The Bandit? Like all the episodes of The Bandit. And I did not know this, but Ryan had seen this movie before. He is stuck on these older movie channels. That's all I can call them, or older TV channels right now. And right now we are watching all of like Nash Bridges. But we've watched Cannonball twice in the last month. And he's been on a big Burt Reynolds thing. So we haven't watched The Bandit, but we watched this other movie where he was a stunt guy on the movie, and then I don't even remember the name of the movie, and it had him and Sally Fields in it. I did not realize. I knew they were together for a while, but I didn't realize they were in a lot of movies together. So, yep. And we have a friend that loves Trans Ams. So, as much as Ryan loves his Mustangs, this friend loves the Trans Ams. And so he has multiple Trans Ams too. So we get like they always want to find the bandit. All right, everybody. Oh, into Nash Bridges. The only thing I really like about Nash Bridges, I kind of watched it for a little bit when it was first on, is his CUDA. That car is really cool. Okay. And that's the only thing I really like about the show. And we have friends that have CUDAs like that. Ryan has car friends, so we see all different types of cars. If you guys can't figure that out, okay. Do you want me to message you, Nordic Luna? I just want to make sure we get her taken care of here because I am at the end of the. We got in our likes winner. We got in our tutorial. Okay, I'll go look at it after I get off the live. So I'll look at that. I have to run to the post office because I didn't have things ready for Ryan because I just didn't do it last night. And so I am taking packages to the post office today, and then I'm gonna come back. I know, we're a week out from taxes. I finally got everything to the accountant today. I'm horrible. So she's got it all. So I did that already. We're having a good day. So I am going to organize and get ready for tomorrow, but I will look at that message. All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you tonight, 8 p.m. for chat time. So get your questions going. We're going to have fun just talking away. All right. Bye, everybody.